Hello everyone, welcome to the Foxtecc YouTube channel again. This time we talk about iPhone and what to do in case your iPhone is not holding charge. That's the same thing as if you said that your iPhone is losing power very quickly or that it's discharging really quick. So let me just try to give you some instructions and tips on what you can do in this case. Now, the very first option is to open up the settings and make sure to check out how your battery is currently doing. So if you open up the settings, go to the battery section, make sure to go to the battery health and charging. Right now you can see that the capacity of my battery is 97%. In that case, you can see that my iPhone is doing pretty okay. And I don't think that something is wrong with the actual battery. It's important to get to this section because if you find out that your battery is like 70%, then you know that the fault is physically in the battery inside it. It could be, for example, in my case, if I notice that my battery is not holding charge, in that case, it would be something software related because the hardware part is doing fine. So you have to distinguish between the hardware issue or the software. So make sure to always check out the maximum capacity of your battery. It is generally advised that under 80% you should perhaps see if you can replace it, because that would make sense. So that's an option for you as well. But yeah, like 97 is really okay in this case. And as we are already in this section, I would also recommend you to keep the battery percentage turned on so you can always see at the top right there how much battery you have left. That's really useful because you may feel like your battery is draining really quickly, but without the number, without quantification, you don't have that much control over it. You cannot see it that clearly. Right now, you don't even know how much battery you have left. You can see it somewhere in the half, but it's not anything clear. So without the percentage, you cannot really track it that precisely, and therefore you don't know what does affect your battery and what doesn't. So make sure to keep the battery percentage right there. By the way, guys, if you want to know everything about your iPhone apps, you have to click the link down below in the description. It's a 100% free education platform where I publish like video editing courses. There is going to be the All Apps Explained course, which is coming up. It's going to explain every single app on your iPhone. It's going to be really cool. So go ahead and check out that link. It's free to access. So yeah, go ahead and do that right now. Also, you should make sure that you identify power draining apps. So you can always just find it there. It's switched, in the battery section. If you scroll down a bit more, it's split into 24 hours and a 10 days usage. So you can see the battery chart, how much battery has been drained. That's really useful. And you can actually see throughout the time that as the battery is getting lower. So this chart is really useful. You can just do it and you can just browse individual sections. So let's say that at this point of time, the battery went down kind of drastically, or at this point, you can see that the battery just dropped down very quickly. You can see it like that. So I can see what happened during that time. And during that time, I was using in that specific hour, I was using my screen for 28 minutes. It was mostly messages for 27%, YouTube, this app, home screen, like music. These are all the apps which I was using at that time. And you might identify that if you, for example, find out that the messages take up a lot of power, try not to use the messages to see if anything changes. You might just find it that you, for example, use different app which drains your battery a lot more. So it's up to you to see if it really helps or what's going on. But yeah, definitely track and identify the apps which drain your battery the most. Of course, if you switch to the last 10 days, you can see like a daily activity. So you can see how much battery is being used. So for example, the social media apps use a lot of power. So yeah, you might want to get rid of those if you want to. It's up to you, but you can see exactly what's going on with your iPhone and the battery being used. Now, the next thing you can do is to simply try to save some sort of battery power, like preserve it more. So in case you want to use it, just lower the brightness a little bit more. You can also enable the low power mode. Of course, if you get to 20%, you're going to be prompted to, but let's say that you start doing that at 40%. It's up to you, but make sure to do some measures to prevent the battery draining too quickly. One interesting thing is basically going to the settings and disabling background app refresh. Background app refresh allows apps to refresh their content when they're connected to Wi-Fi or cellular in the background. So you don't even have to open up the app, and the app is running in the background, draining battery, getting the internet, fetching data. So in case you don't want that, or perhaps you don't want it for every app, I mean, there are some apps which you don't care about that much. For example, I don't even know, like some football apps or something. You don't need them to fetch or access internet in the background, which could drain the battery. So either disable it individually, or you can also turn it off for everything, or to save data, just switch to Wi-Fi only. It's up to you, but this is another measure which you can do to prevent the battery draining too quickly or not holding a charge. So yeah, that's about it. At the end of the day, you might just bring the iPhone back to the Apple Store. If something really unexpected is happening or something unusual, just bring your iPhone back to the Apple Store. Perhaps your battery will need to be replaced. Of course, if you have any problems software-wise, just make sure to run the latest version of iOS updated, because battery optimization is part of many iOS updates. So it's always a good idea to have the latest version running. So that's about it. That's all I wanted to say. Make sure to leave a thumbs up if you liked the video. Subscribe down below. That's definitely very useful, so you never miss future uploads and videos like this one. And I will see you in the future tutorials. Thanks a lot. See you guys there.